Hi there, Duncan here, physiotherapist and owner of Life is Movement, here with another exercise video demonstration. I make these videos for my patients here at the clinic. However, if you're not a patient and you find any of this useful, you are welcome to take it and run with it. Just please make sure you do so safely. So I am doing this video nice and quickly because I had 3 patients this morning who all benefited from this technique. So today I want to talk about lacrosse ball rolling. This blue little torture device is called a lacrosse ball. You can buy them off the internet for £4 or £5. And basically, it's a tool we can use to do a sort of self-massage. And to be honest, not to put down my incredible manual therapy and massage skills, I feel like I'm pretty good at it. However, I find patients get almost as much, or even sometimes even more value from doing it themselves at home. Not that it's necessarily better, but if you come in for a treatment, a massage, soft tissue release and so forth, you're not going to do it with a huge amount of frequency because it gets prohibitively expensive. However, if you learn to do it at home by yourself, you can do it daily or even multiple times a day, should you find it to be beneficial to do so. So I find the lacrosse ball particularly useful for issues of the lower back and the hip. So rolling into the sort of lumbar spine, they're trying to get into the QL, that nasty little muscle that often likes to hold on, into the glutes, and so forth. So I just want to show how to do it. And to be honest, there isn't a huge amount of nuance to it. There's sort of ain't nothing to it but to do it. You kind of just got to stick the ball in your glutes and give it a go. So if I want to roll out my gluteal muscles, all I do is I lie on my back. I'm just going to pull my trousers down slightly. Don't get too excited. And so my belt doesn't get in the way. And just get this ball and I kind of shove it into the gluteal muscle. And the first thing I'm going to do is just put my weight on it. And actually, I'm a little bit tighter than I expected to be today. So actually, even just resting into that lacrosse ball is giving me this sort of, it's that feeling of, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but it feels right. The good pain. That's sort of what we're looking for. This can feel quite strong, but it shouldn't ever hurt. And then what you can do, if you want to, is you can kind of just play around, like roll around on that ball. So I can roll more to the side, more to the sort of glute medius kind of area. If those of you who are keen on anatomy, and maybe, there's a point there, but that's a little bit uncomfortable. Or you can roll sort of down. Obviously the glute is a pretty big muscle. Bigger on some people than others. You kind of just intuitively feel which bits kind of feel like they need that pressure and just roll into it. And it's really that simple. I often always do this for my lower back as well, particularly trying to get deep into that QL, that quadratus lumborum muscle. Exactly the same thing. Take the ball, put it into the lower back. Obviously don't roll on the spine itself, only into the soft tissues, into the muscles. I often find crossing my legs can help. And same thing, just find the spot. Actually, my back's feeling pretty good today. Find the spot and just either sink and relax into that lacrosse ball, or if you want, you can roll around. This can be used for any soft tissue, any muscle in the body, but I find people get the most benefit doing it in that way. Sometimes people quite like doing it on their chest and sort of front deltoids as well. But yeah, glutes, lower back, really fantastic. Now, that's pretty full on. If it's too full on to begin with, I would forget the lacrosse ball for now and just use a simple tennis ball. You notice they're basically the exact same size, but the tennis ball has a bit of give, it's a bit softer. And if you're not used to this, or if you're in more of an acute phase of the injury, maybe a tennis ball will be enough, and you sort of progress to the pain of the lacrosse ball. So tennis ball first, give it a go. Pick up a lacrosse ball. In my opinion, considering they cost, £3-4, one of the best investments one can make in terms of just body maintenance. Much cheaper than a massage, and there's real benefit in doing it yourself because you can do it more frequently, and also you're getting that constant feedback. You know what it feels like, so you can either increase the pressure, decrease the pressure, move the location. Really, really valuable. If I were emperor of all galaxies, that I intend to be one day, everyone would learn how to use this to look after their own body. I hope you found that useful.